Our hero Lena has a magical skateboard and she's able to skate through the world, but the world is bounded by the size of the current game screen. She can't really go off what you see on the screen right now. In this tutorial, we're going to create a larger map with tiled and have the camera follow Lena so that she can expand into a larger world and continue her adventures. In tiled, we're going to use the same 32 by 32 pixel tile set, both for the background and for the ground components. Create a new tile set, base64 uncompressed, 100 tiles by 20 tiles. We'll now have a very wide map that's 640 pixels high. The map is going to be 3,200 pixels wide. We're first going to place just a background with some basic trees. There's no interaction with this tile set, so I just dragged and dropped it onto the tile set window. I'm going to select the entire image that I just dropped in there. Well, I'm not going to select the top tile and the top tile row and the bottom tile row, but I'll select most of it. And then I'm going to align it with the map that we're creating, and I'm using the stamp tool. After you've got the base layer, create a new tile set. There's that little button on the tile set area, and then create a new tile set from a collection of images. We're going to call this new tile set ground tiles. Embed in map is checked. And now I'm going to press the configure. When you configure the tile set, so I press that button on the tile set to get this new thing. There's a blank gray window, as you can see. So I selected all the 32 by 32 pixel tiles that I'm going to use for the ground. I dragged it over, just drag it from your Windows File Explorer over into this thing, and now I have a new tile set. All these images are already in my assets/images folder of my Flutter project. I just saved the map as map2.tmx in the assets/tiles folder of my Flutter project. Next, create a new layer. We're going to make another tile layer for the ground tiles. And this is just a visual reference. We're not going to have the collision on this layer. So we can see what it is. I kind of like this concept of this older movie, Back to the Future, where the skateboard was actually going over the water. So I'm just going to, for this retro feel, have the skateboard be able to fly over the water. It's some type of futuristic hoverboard that she has. So I'm going to make this collision layer be water, and she'll be able to go through it. We're not going to identify this as anything different. So we'll just have this ground. I just created an object layer, purplish pink squares. So there's a new layer now in the upper right hand side. And that is an object layer. It's not a tile layer. So I'm using the rectangular draw tool to block out the ground. I'm going to save the map into the assets/tiles folder as map2.tmx. So back in my Flutter project, in the assets/tiles folder, I've just clicked on map.tmx briefly to inspect it, make sure the data looks okay. In the main.dart file, we were previously loading map. I just changed it to map2.tmx. So this is the new file that we created. We previously had a viewport that was based on the entire map size. So I'm going to change the viewport to a size of the screen that we want. If you recall, the map is about 640 pixels high, so that's what we want for the height of it. And then it's some portion of the map that we want to view on the screen at any given time. So I'm going to start off with 1000 pixels wide and 640 pixels high. 640 pixels is the map height that we previously calculated. So let's run this thing and see how it looks. This is a Pixel 4a emulator, and it's not looking too good because it didn't flip over into landscape mode, and there's also, it's not in full screen, so you have the there's some other stuff on the screen. So in the main.dart file, let's do the widgets flutter binding just to make sure that the Flutter engine is connected to the widgets. .ensure initialized, and the next one is flame.device full screen. So this will at least eliminate some of the other icons and stuff on the Android screen. And then we'll set it to landscape mode. With set landscape, flame.device.set landscape, and let's run it again and see what happens. Right now it's looking a lot happier. I do have these rather sizable bars on the left and right hand sides of the screen. So I think I'll make the window a bit larger, and also the camera right now is not following Lena. Let's fix these two things in sequence. So the first one is maybe make that viewport a bit wider. I think I'll set it to 1280. So remember again, the height is 640, so it's a 2:1 aspect ratio. And it looks okay. It looks a bit better here. So I'm gonna go with this. Just testing out, make sure Lena can go at least the full width of the screen here, which she can. Let's set up a camera, and we'll set up the camera to follow Lena. So the camera can follow a component, and the component we're going to have it follow is Lena. There's another parameter after you specify the component, which you can send out the bounds. We're going to use the map size itself as the bound. So there's a world bounds parameter that's from the Flame game system. And this thing accepts a rectangle. So we're going to calculate the size of the rectangle based on the map that was generated from the Flame tiled map package, and we just built that map in tiled. So this is that same size of the map. So the rectangle, that LTRB, it looks a little bit intimidating. It's just left, top, right, bottom. So it's 0, 0 as the the upper left hand corner of it, and then it's the map width and the map height, which we calculated based on pulling the data from the map2.tmx file. So at this stage, we're just checking to see if the camera does follow Lena, and it's doing great. Right now she's stopping, so we're gonna have to fix that, but I think I'm gonna cover that in the next video. We need to extend her bounds on the right hand side. It'll be easy. Subscribe to the channel for updates on the more than 50 videos I've made on Flame. The videos with source code are also available for free on Teachable, 100% free course if this is a hobby. In whatever way you choose to learn, make sure you have fun and unleash your creativity. Have a fantastic day.